Imagine waking up tomorrow to a world without fossil fuels. Instantly, the landscapes of industry, transportation, and everyday life would dramatically shift. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas have long been the backbone of global energy production, driving economies and modern conveniences. Without them, we would rely entirely on renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. This transformation could pave the way for a greener future by significantly reducing carbon emissions, which are a major driver of climate change. Such a shift is crucial as we battle rising global temperatures, extreme weather, and environmental degradation. Incorporating renewable energy would significantly reduce our carbon footprint. Consider Iceland, a country that already produces nearly all its energy from renewable sources, demonstrating how a society can function without fossil fuels. Similarly, Denmark's commitment to wind energy has not only decreased emissions, but also spurred economic growth through green technology innovation. These examples illustrate that a transition away from fossil fuels is not just theoretical, it is attainable and potentially prosperous. Supporters argue that moving away from fossil fuels could lead to a healthier environment and population. Renewable energy sources produce little to no air and water pollution, reducing the incidence of health conditions like asthma and heart disease. Furthermore, the green energy sector promises job creation, stimulating economic growth in emerging markets and communities transitioning from fossil fuel dependency. Despite the optimism, a sudden halt to fossil fuel use poses significant challenges. Immediate economic disruptions could occur, heavily impacting industries reliant on fossil fuels and leading to potential job losses. Additionally, current renewable energy infrastructure may not be sufficient to meet global energy demands instantly, resulting in energy shortages or even blackouts. Skeptics also raise concerns about the environmental impact of renewable technologies, such as the mining of materials for solar panels and batteries. Transitioning from fossil fuels is deeply interconnected with the broader efforts of combating climate change and fostering a sustainable future. It influences policy decisions, economic strategies, and social change worldwide. While a complete shift overnight is implausible, the idea serves as a catalyst for discussing the urgent need for gradual yet decisive action towards energy sustainability. Understanding the implications and possibilities of such a world encourages viewers to become advocates for change, perhaps motivating them to like, subscribe, and join the conversation on creating a resilient, sustainable future. Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world where the use of fossil fuels is completely halted. The immediate impact on our energy supply is both profound and multifaceted. In simple terms, fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, currently account for about 80% of the world's energy consumption. Abruptly stopping their use would cause a monumental shift, leading to widespread energy shortages. The significance of this scenario lies in its direct link to both energy stability and the global economy, making it a critical point to examine when discussing a transition to a greener future. Consider Germany's Energiewende, an ambitious policy to shift from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources. Despite significant investments in wind and solar power, Germany still faces challenges in achieving energy reliability. Another example is California, which has made progressive strides in renewable energy adoption. However, during peak demand periods, the state still relies on natural gas and electricity imports, occasionally facing blackouts when renewable sources can't meet demand. Supporters of a rapid transition argue that it would accelerate innovation and investment in renewable technologies. They point to success stories like Denmark, which obtains a significant portion of its electricity from wind power, as evidence that a renewable-heavy grid is possible. Yet, transitioning overnight is fraught with challenges. Critics highlight issues such as the intermittent nature of wind and solar energy and the current inadequacy of energy storage solutions. Additionally, there are concerns about the socio-economic impacts, particularly in regions economically dependent on fossil fuel industries, where jobs and local economies could be severely affected. This immediate energy supply change doesn't just stand alone, it integrates deeply with other aspects of climate change and a green future. A sudden shift forces us to confront the resilience of our current infrastructure and accelerates the conversation around diversifying energy portfolios. It pushes innovation in energy storage and grid management and highlights the urgent need for policies supporting worker retraining and economic diversification in fossil fuel-reliant regions. Ultimately, exploring this immediate impact serves to highlight the broader implications of fossil fuel dependency and underscores the urgency of incremental but decisive steps towards a sustainable energy future. This not only enriches our understanding of energy transitions, but also enhances appreciation of the delicate balance required to move towards a greener planet. By exploring these facets, we engage audiences in a meaningful dialogue, encouraging them to participate in the journey towards a sustainable, climate-conscious future. Harnessing the power of renewable energy is a crucial element in envisioning a future without fossil fuels. At its core, renewable energy refers to energy sourced from natural processes that are replenished constantly, such as sunlight, wind, rain, tides, geothermal heat, and biomass. These sources are sustainable and far less harmful to the environment than traditional fossil fuels, which release significant amounts of greenhouse gases when burned. In the grand narrative of eliminating fossil fuel use, renewable energy stands as a beacon of hope and a practical solution. The significance of renewable energy in the context of stopping fossil fuel usage cannot be overstated. Transitioning to trusted renewable sources is vital not only for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and combating climate change, but also for ensuring a stable and sustainable energy future. This shift represents an essential step in moving towards a green, sustainable economy. For example, countries like Denmark are already trailblazers in wind energy, generating almost half of their electricity from wind alone. Meanwhile, countries with abundant solar resources like Australia are harnessing solar power technology to transform desert regions into massive solar energy farms. These efforts underscore the potential of renewables to meet, if not exceed, our current energy demands without depleting natural resources or degrading the environment. Supporters of renewable energy argue that it can foster energy independence, create jobs, and spur technological innovation, setting society on a path toward a cleaner and more equitable future. However, the transition is not without its challenges. One of the primary controversies involves the intermittency of renewables. Solar and wind energy production can be unpredictable and dependent on weather conditions. Critics also point to the high initial costs related to building infrastructure required for renewable energy plants and the technological hurdles of integrating these sources into existing grids. Despite these challenges, advancements in energy storage technologies, such as improved battery systems and smart grid technology, could mitigate many of these issues. Renewables go hand in hand with other aspects of transitioning away from fossil fuels, like advancing efficiency standards and innovations. Ultimately, harnessing renewable energy influences every facet of the discourse on ceasing fossil fuel usage by demonstrating a viable and sustainable alternative that aligns with the urgency of combating climate change. Encouragingly, it sets a tangible roadmap for future energy policies, inspiring countries and citizens alike to invest in and champion a cleaner, more resilient planet. Imagine a world where, overnight, we stop using fossil fuels. This sudden shift would profoundly reshape our economic landscape and open up a multitude of job opportunities. Economic shifts refer to the transformation of industries and markets in response to changes in consumer demand, technology, and resource availability. In the context of abandoning fossil fuels, these shifts signify a move toward industries centered around renewable energy sources and sustainable practices. The significance of this transformation cannot be overstated. As fossil fuels are phased out, renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and hydro will take center stage. This not only helps mitigate climate change by reducing carbon emissions, but also reinvents our global economy. With renewable energy becoming a cornerstone, new sectors will thrive, leading to the creation of millions of green jobs. The International Renewable Energy Agency estimates that by 2050, 24 million jobs could be generated in renewable energy and associated industries. This transition not only promises a sustainable future, but also delivers economic resilience as demand for clean energy rises. Real-world examples highlight this shift. Consider Denmark, a pioneer in wind energy, where wind turbines contribute significantly to the economy and job market. Thousands are employed in manufacturing, installation, and maintenance, signaling the potential worldwide if fossil fuels are abandoned. Similarly, Germany's Energiewende, a government initiative to transition to green energy, has seen substantial economic benefits and job growth in renewable sectors, supporting the idea that such economic shifts are viable and beneficial. However, the path is not without challenges. Critics argue about the potential job losses in traditional fossil fuel industries and the speed at which renewable infrastructure can replace current systems. There's also debate over the economic feasibility of a rapid transition, with concerns about energy reliability and costs. Yet many experts believe that with clear policies and investments, these challenges can be managed. For instance, retraining programs could ease job transitions for those displaced. In the broader context, economic shifts and job opportunities are intertwined with the fight against climate change and the pursuit of a green future. As economies adapt, they set the stage for innovation and environmental stewardship, encouraging societies to embrace sustainability. By understanding the interconnectedness of these factors, audiences are not only informed of the possibilities ahead, but also compelled to support the transition, reinforcing their role in this pivotal moment for our planet.